Hey everyone, that STEM guy here. No matter where your classroom is located at around the world, I hope that you are having a great day. Today I'm back with another of my What I Wish I Knew videos, this time focusing in on the timeless classic egg drop challenge. Now, the purpose of this video is so that I can offer you some tips so that if you are looking to run the egg drop challenge in your classroom, your after school program, or your homeschool cohort, that you can do so efficiently, effectively, and make it the most fun, memorable experience for all. So my first tip is really think out how you want to break up this lesson. For me, I broke it up over 2 different weeks. In week 1, students learned the science and engineering behind what would happen in the actual drop, and they planned. In week 2, they actually did the building and testing. Now, I did things a little bit different for my K2 students than I did for my 3-5 students. And if you're interested in checking out those detailed lesson plans, in the video description box below, head over to my Teacher Pay Teacher store and check out this lesson. So for my K2 students, I gave them over 30 different supplies for them to build with. And during their planning phase, they got to see each supply and they drew a mock-up of how they were gonna build their cradle. And then they got together with their group and collaborated and took a little bit of each idea, of everyone's idea, and then created this like Frankenstein monster of a cradle that they were gonna build the next week. For my 3-5 students, they had the same supply list, however, they could only pick 15 total items from the list. And then they had to answer some critical thinking questions that really tapped into how they were gonna use each item and what their plan for it was. And then they drew their mock-up and depicted how each item would be incorporated into their build. So it was a really cool challenge for the 3-5 students to really be limited in the amount of items they had and really be thoughtful in the planning process. So my first tip is really think about how you want to break apart this lesson and how you want to challenge your learners. Tip number 2 is that height actually doesn't matter for this challenge. Now, sure, it looks cool to be able to get up on the roof, or if you have a 2-story building to use the stairwell, if you have that ability, go for it. The kids are gonna love it. However, if you've been following me, you know I'm in the K5 realm. It was a perfectly good challenge for me to drop this from a ladder. I used a loading dock. I put the ladder on it with my height and my reach. I estimated it was about a 17-foot drop, which presented a really, really, really big challenge for the kids, but it also allowed that there were some successes. You don't want every single egg to break. You want some kids to be able to have a success that they can celebrate. So height of your ladder or your setup, it really doesn't matter that much. I would say that minimum 10 feet and you're good to go, and it'll present the kids a really, really good challenge and make it very memorable for them. My last tip is have a really thought out cleanup plan. What I did was I had a clear plastic tarp that I got from Home Depot. It was like 12 by 9 and it was only like $4 that I used as my actual drop zone. And then I brought out like a 16-gallon, one of those storage tubs with a larger size trash bag inside of it. And then I also brought out another trash can. And my thought process was that I wanted to have one trash can for projects that we definitely know are broken and are now covered in yolk and are really messy. And then another potential trash can bucket for those projects that we don't know if the egg actually cracked. So when the students got to go over to the benches and open them up, they got to see, hey, did my egg survive? So those kind of TBD projects. And the reason you want to put a trash bag in there is because they might hit the ground and seem fine, and when they're in the bucket for a little bit, they start leaking out the yolk and getting everything kind of sticky. So I recommend 2 trash cans. I also brought out 2 Gatorade bottles full of water that I use in case there's any yolk on the tarp. I can quickly just rinse it off really quick and kick it away with my shoe. And then finally bring some hand sanitizer out in case kids, when they open up their projects, if they get any yolk on them that are really sticky, they can just quickly clean their hands. So for me, tarp, 2 trash cans, some water to rinse things away, and hand sanitizer are essential if you are wanting to run this challenge and have a quick and speedy cleanup process. So there you have it. There are my 3 tips for running a successful egg drop challenge. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And again, just a reminder, if you're interested in my actual lesson plan on the supply list, the critical thinking questions, and the mock-up drawing template, check out my Teacher Pay Teacher store, which is also in the video description below. And that's all for me today. So I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you next time.